quick new video. Today I got a bunch more seed funding stuff to show once again. So, what I've done is search all quad monuments now, which yielded no results. Search for double quad woodchucks, which yielded no results either. And I've got some stuff for my MBT parsing thingy again. But yeah. So first of all, let's start out with monuments. So what I realized was actually possible is instead of going through all of the regions, which basically just changes the seed, if I'm anyways searching all seeds, I may as well just search 2 to the 48 seeds. So that's what I did here. So this is a heck of a lot more faster. I can run this at around 10 billion seeds per second, which meant that it only took roughly 8 hours to complete all seeds. And that way I figured out that it's actually impossible to get a quad monument, which is kind of sad, but that's just how it is. What I also realized is I could do the same thing with woodchucks. So I did the same thing with woodchucks, but then get me this output, which is all start seeds for woodchucks. And if you adjust these by some value, you can move them along the x-axis using this value multiplied by the x position, and along the z-axis by using this value multiplied by the z position, and then add that to the seed. And it's going to give you some other seed. And what you can also do is, what you also have to do first of all is take off, this value right here, because this is the value that's always added by the finder, by Minecraft. So yeah, and that way you can move around these woodchucks and use them, and it's just much easier and much faster. So these are roughly 100,000. And then to figure out if there's a double quad woodchuck, what I basically had to do is to look for 2 seeds in this set of seeds which fulfilled the criteria that their movement by some value needs to be under this number, which is 30 million divided by 512, because 512 is the size of a region, and 30 million is how many blocks there are in the Minecraft world. So yeah, these basically had to be sufficiently small. And for that I wrote this, which is actually just running on the CPU, because that was fast enough, because I only had to check like 5 billion things. So basically I looked at every single possible combination of seeds, and then compute the minimum distant value that you can find for the distance, which I'm doing here. This is some math. Which is using the fact that actually the GCD of these 2 values is 1, and if I multiply each of the values by this value here, respectively this value, and add them together, I'm gonna get 1, which is their GCD. And using that, I can then, with computing a specific value for k, compute all other possible solutions for it to be 1. But because I'm multiplying it here by difference, it's actually going to be difference as the value. This is kind of hard to explain. Just go look up linear combination. So yeah, this then gives me the seeds if they exist, and as it turns out, none of them exist, which is kind of sad. Now moving on to the NBT parser. Roby's asked me for a bunch more stuff, so right now it's set up to find 36 by 40 rectangles around the player on each side, so north, east, south, and west, right on the corner of the spawning range, which is just this code here. Basically, I'm looking at how much of the rectangle is filled by all fortresses added up, and then subtracting the intersections of multiple fortresses, and if the entire thing is filled, if not the entire thing is filled, then it's just gonna break out, but if the entire thing is filled, it's gonna print it. So that finds those, and this is, if I were to uncomment this, bunch of code which just finds. Wait, I actually need some more functions for this, which I commented out. So this is a bunch of code I mostly got out of what's called Stack Overflow. And what this code actually does is just find the fortress, which has the find the position which has the most fortress area in a circle which is 50 wide and has an outer radius of 128 around the player, which is another thing I really wanted. And I just thought I'd show this in case anyone was gonna need it. So if you care to use any of this, I guess I'm gonna provide a link to this thing at least in the description. I don't really think that the CUDA crap over here and the different sys.cpp thingy are really of any value to anyone but me, so not gonna be a download for those. I'm also gonna give you a download for the double quote.txt in case you need it, so yeah. Guess that's all that I really had to say. Bye.